I'm Libby Maguire and I'm the coach and captain of the team. So the LTU Titans is a cheerleading team within the university. We are the only team within the university with it being a small one, and collectively we've got me as a coach, Charlie as a coach, president who is Maddie, vice president who's Sinead, social sec who's Lily, and treasurer who's Justine. And as a team, they're just amazing. The girls get on so well. There isn't any like bitching or friendship rivalries or anything like that. I feel like collectively as a team, everyone does get on. No one hates anyone or anything like that.
I feel like Charlie and Libby have done quite well this year, considering the challenges they've faced and the pressure that they've been under. Compared to bigger unis like Leeds Beckett, we have quite a small team, and because of that we don't have as much of a pool of people to choose from. So when we go to competitions, you know, we try to aim, instead of winning, we try to aim to hit 0, which means we get 0 deductions, as in like you do as well as you possibly can. So right now I think we're going to do pretty well at comp. We've got a pretty promising group of girls. You know, their ability starting off is much better ability than the team last year. So with a bit of training, I feel like we can do much better than last year anyways.
As a flyer, I generally really love it. I didn't want to try out for a flyer at first, but I got a bit of a confidence boost from a few of my friends in the cheer team. They were like, you'd be really good. At the start it was a bit like, I was a bit nervous. But I still am, you know. I think I'm still trying to gain the trust in my stunt group currently, which I find is quite hard. I found myself, you know, I have a lot more friends now, you know. I feel like my social life's grown a lot more than, you know, what it was like last year. And I'm a lot more sensible this year too. Like, I don't go out every night because I know that I've got a social on a Wednesday, which is really nice. It's like you're included in something, whereas last year I just jumped from group to group, like several groups. So it's nice to be, you know, stable with a group you can trust and, you know, speak to.
As a coach, I'm quite into technique and I want to watch every single movement that'll happen. So I'll watch it from one point of view, then another point of view, then another. Or like the other day I was too small, I had to stand on a chair to see a higher grip, because I just feel like the technique side of things with your grips is a very, very key thing with it all. So I did gymnastics when I was 5, competed for England twice, and like did your national levels and all that. So I represented Yorkshire, Nottinghamshire, and then England when I did that in Malta, because you competed abroad for that. Then I stopped because I had a back injury. So I was about 15, 16 then, so I did it from the age, for like 10 years-ish. And then I just kind of stayed active, and when I come back to uni I was like, right, I want to get back into something fun. So that's when I went back into cheer. Feels good to be captain. It is a stressful job purely because you don't want to upset people. It's not nice having to say you're not doing this right, or unfortunately you can't be on the team anymore. That's a really hard thing I've experienced while doing coaching. I'd say me and Charlie work really well as a team. I would say I'm bad cop because I shout more and she's good cop because she doesn't shout more. But collectively it gels. Whatever we're doing gels well together.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 1, push.
You okay? So right now we're struggling a bit with our stunt group, and the stunts just aren't hitting how they should be. We're struggling to get her up in the air, and when she is up in the air we're struggling to keep her there, and then when she comes down we oftentimes don't catch her, which is on us. So I think right now she doesn't have a lot of confidence in us, and hopefully that'll get better in the next semester.
I've had a few issues with my stunt groups at the moment. I think mainly because of trust, because I've been dropped quite a few times now. But the trust is slowly going back up. So confidence is going up. But as a flyer, you have to have that confidence, whereas at the moment in time, my confidence is not the highest at the moment, so I'm getting worried when I'm in the air. So.
I was gutted when I had to be taken out of the team because, like I said, like the adrenaline of it all and being thrown up in the air. But I've already done it for a year, and there were a lot of girls this year that were first years, and just opening that up to other people, because it just gives everyone more of an opportunity to actually be on the team then. And from a coaching perspective, it has actually been a lot easier not competing. Because you've got to practice, but you've got to watch everyone else practice, and then especially with how many groups there is, you've got to keep going over, because 5 people in one group, all 5 people could be doing one thing wrong in each group, and then if you're doing it at the same time, in my opinion, that's not doable really. I feel like a better coach would be take a step back and watch and coach, basically. So because both captains are out, I feel like it will have a positive input onto the team. From experience, not so much, but we have still got experienced girls on the team. So that side of things, I don't feel like will make a massive difference of it all. But from a coaching perspective and for everyone else in the team, it'll benefit because the girls that haven't ever done it before can get more training, more coaching and more experience, because we're telling them actually how to do it rather than them watching us how to do it, if you know what I mean. So the benefits of being brutally honest at White Rose is the girls won't necessarily like it, but they listen. And I feel like that's due to we're students. I want to say they respect, but they don't respect all the time. And at White Rose, they respect that coach because we're paying her.
Sometimes when we go into places like White Rose, I kind of wish that we had a professional coach 24/7, because just the difference that you see between the team before them sessions and after them sessions is amazing. And we learn so much at the White Rose sessions. Like, there's so many tiny changes that they do to make the routine easier that sometimes I think, like, had we had this from the start, it would be amazing and our team would go leaps and bounds further than we do, but we just don't have the money for a coach.
I think right now we're all a bit stressed. We've had to change the groups around quite a lot at the moment. It is a lot of pressure. It's a 2-minute, there's a lot of work that goes in for a 2-minute routine on a mat, but there's a lot of advanced skills required to do what we're doing on the mat. So I think right now we're all a bit crumbling, and I think once we get into positions and a stable routine, we'll all feel a bit better. When you get there, you've got your other teams around you and stuff like that, and that's when you worked up, you're ready to go on the mat. So I'm looking forward to it. So I think we'll do pretty well, to be fair, if we all have that confidence and trust with each other.
1, 2, 3, clean, 5, 7, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 8. Guys, go and get a 30-second drink. Come straight back and we'll try again. Take the seconds to breathe.
I think we're all a bit under pressure right now because we're still struggling on like a routine and stuff because we've had to swap it so many times. The chemistry is like quite important within the cheer team because it's like trust, you know, being a flyer, you know, there's a lot of stuff involved, you know, there's a lot of risks included in that too.
3, 5, 10, 7, tight, squeeze. Guys, you need to capture.
I think I'm still trying to gain the trust in my stunt group currently, which I find is quite hard.
If I stand up quite fast, it really cute.
5, 7, 1. Everything on the list. So your hair and makeup done, like we've in high ponies. Straight ponytail. Yeah, straightened, smoky eye, red lipstick. If you don't have red lipstick, don't worry, I'll bring some spares. Leeds Trinity Titans!
It's the weekend and you're ready to make a move. You've been working 9 to 5 and it's so smooth.
Leeds Trinity Titans.